Hello and welcome to a brief tutorial on custom reporting setup in Klaviyo, presented by Zach from Sandhill Digital. In Klaviyo, you will navigate onto your left-hand sidebar and select Analytics. From the drop-down here, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of that section and click Custom Reports. In here, as you can see, this is our internal agency account, so there's not too much going on here, but usually you would have a list of your reports here, and they would start populating as you generate them. And you can just select them and edit them and tweak them as need be once they're in there. But for this one, we're just going to be showing how to create a report because it's pretty self-explanatory what the list would be. You click on it and then you can go edit it. And it looks very similar. So you can have a section here where you can select based on what you're trying to aim for, or you could just go through here and look at the different options. There are lots of options. I generally do only a couple of them, but let's go ahead and just select one for now. This will help expedite things if this is your focus, but generally I just click create a new report because it's more along the lines of what I want because you can customize it to a great deal. I will say a couple of the primary ones I do utilize would be Flows Performance Report, as well as a Campaign Performance Report. So let's just click on Flows. Granted, this is our internal account, so nothing's going to populate, but I'm going to show you what you do. So what you do is you'd have that selected here. You give it a name. You could say weekly report flows. SHD stands for Sandhill Digital. And from here, you have your standard flow metrics. Now, this is going to be the same no matter what integrations you have and APIs connected. So don't worry about that. Everything's represented here. And I usually like to do unique opens. Now, you don't have to do this, but unique opens shows you unique instances. So suppose you're looking for spam complaint rates and you don't select unique. There could be one person that complains about spam or accidentally clicks on it 10 times, and that could skew your metrics. So when you do unique, it's per person, per instance of user or IP address. So I tend to use that, and then when I pull it into a spreadsheet, that's when I start delineating things. But from here, you can see how you have lots of options. It's up to you, but the baseline ones that they provide you with are pretty robust already. But you can add other ones such as, instead of having open rate, you may want to do that in your spreadsheet. You can remove open rate and just click unique opens and then have that figured in your spreadsheet if you want to customize it. But this is where you're going to select those metrics that it's going to analyze. You can exclude archive flows, which I highly suggest as well. You don't want that data mixing in. And then your conversion metric is very important because this will change greatly depending on what you have integrated. Shopify is going to bring in lots of options here, APIs, other integrations. And what you're going to do here is we're going to imagine that we have Shopify integrated in this instance. If we were to click add to cart, okay, let's say we want to have the full product lifestyle, the cycle there. We would have maybe a view product, we'd have add to cart, we'd have checkout started, purchase made. And then what we do is for each of those, you could have something along the lines of add to cart, and then you could have maybe the total, which is going to be a number, so how many times it was added to a cart. Then you can also do a value, which would say the total revenue value of added to cart during the time frame as well. So you can change those here under the total. Now, I always like to keep it on sum, but you can change this to total. You can change this to rate as well as value. Down here, you can do group by. If you're doing it in a flow, I would suggest you can do flow, which is just going to show you the flow overall. But if you really want to break it down and get nuanced, click on flow message, which is going to show you how the individual messages within flows perform, which I think is very helpful. Tags, this is up to you more. Time frame, this is important. So suppose you're doing a weekly report, you'd be adjusting this each time. You can do set in the last 7 days every Monday, or you could physically change it in the customization section, which I end up having to do quite a bit. And then you click save and run report. The report generates. It may take a little bit depending on the data set, but generally speaking, it's no more than a minute or two. And then you would click export report, and you can bring that into an Excel spreadsheet, and it's all nice and tidied up with good headers and whatnot. And then you can pivot that into a table or what have you, but it's very informative, and I definitely recommend using custom reports for your reporting. Thank you and have a great day.